Welcome to Quick and Easy English Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Quick and Easy English, the podcast where we help you improve your English through real conversations, slow speech, and simple language. I'm Jay.
And I'm Layla. And if this is your first time listening, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And if you're one of our regular listeners, hey again. You already know how we do this. Simple English, real talk, and topics that actually matter.
Exactly. And today we're talking about something that seems simple, but it's something we all have in common every single day. We're talking about daily routines.
That's right. What we do in the morning, during the day, in the evening. How we wake up, how we go to sleep, what habits we have, what patterns we follow. It sounds basic, but it's actually super interesting, especially when you compare routines across people, countries, and lifestyles.
Yeah, and if you're learning English, this is a really great topic to practice, because daily routines use very common everyday vocabulary. Things like wake up, go to work, have breakfast, brush your teeth, check your phone. You hear and say these things all the time.
Plus, when you talk about your day, you're also practicing verbs in the present simple tense, which is something every English learner needs to get comfortable with.
Totally. So today's going to be very real. We're just going to talk about our own routines, what we do from morning to night. We'll probably laugh at how different we are and maybe how lazy we are sometimes. And hopefully we'll give you the words and confidence to talk about your routine too.
So grab a cup of tea, coffee, or whatever you drink in the morning, and let's get into it. And hey, while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to Quick and Easy English, give this video a like, and share it with a friend who's learning English too. It helps a lot and keeps the episodes coming every week.
All right, let's start with the obvious. What time do we wake up?
Okay, you go first, Jay. Be honest.
All right. So I want to be the kind of person who wakes up at 6 a.m., does yoga, drinks a green smoothie, and reads for an hour before work. But, let's be honest, I usually wake up at around 7:45 or 8 a.m.
Laughs. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't get up right away. I spend the first 10 to 15 minutes just lying in bed. Sometimes I scroll through my phone, check messages, look at the news. It's not great, but I'm working on it.
You're not alone. I do the same. My alarm goes off at 6:30 a.m. and I set like 3 alarms. One at 6:30, one at 6:45, and one at 7. And sometimes I still don't get up until 7:15.
Laughs classic. I've never understood how people just get up when their alarm rings, like immediately. Who are those people?
Aliens, I'm convinced. Laughs.
Okay, so once you're actually out of bed, what happens next?
I go to the bathroom, of course, brush my teeth, wash my face. Sometimes I shower, but only if I feel really sleepy. Usually I prefer to shower at night.
Interesting. I'm a morning shower person. It wakes me up. So I get up, brush my teeth, drink a big glass of water, and then straight into the shower.
I love how different we are already. What do you eat for breakfast?
Okay, this one's boring. I eat the same thing almost every day. Toast with peanut butter and a banana, and coffee. Always coffee.
Sounds pretty healthy, though. I usually have oatmeal with fruit, or sometimes eggs and toast if I have more time. And I drink tea, green tea usually.
You're a tea person, I'm a coffee person. Opposites.
Totally. And after breakfast?
I sit at my desk and look at my to-do list. I work from home, so I try to start working around 9 a.m. But honestly, sometimes I don't start until 9:30.
That's okay. I leave the house at 8:30 and go to work by train. It takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to get there. I listen to podcasts during the ride. Sometimes I listen to English ones, to stay sharp.
Nice. Are you focused when you get to work, or do you need time to settle in?
Oh, I definitely need time. I check emails, drink more tea, talk to coworkers, and slowly get into the flow. I think I do my best work between 10:30 and 1 o'clock.
Same. My brain doesn't really start working until 10, but once I'm in the zone, I can go for hours. All right, let's talk about the middle of the day. After your morning routine and after work starts, what does your midday usually look like?
Good question. I think the middle of the day, like from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., is my most unpredictable time. Some days I have meetings or appointments. Some days I just eat lunch and keep working quietly. It depends.
Yeah, same. But let's talk about lunch first. What do you usually eat?
Well, if I'm being honest, I try to eat healthy. Laughs, I usually bring lunch from home. Maybe a salad with some chicken or rice with vegetables. Something simple but filling.
That sounds very responsible.
Thank you, I try. What about you?
Okay, this is bad, but I often skip lunch. Or I just snack instead of eating a real meal. Like I'll eat crackers, a piece of cheese, maybe an apple, and call it lunch. I know, it's not great.
That sounds like a sad picnic. Laughs.
I know. But if I'm really busy, I just forget. Or I'll make a sandwich if I remember I'm a human who needs food. Laughs.
Okay, serious question. How's your energy in the afternoon?
Terrible. Like truly, around 3 p.m., my brain says, we're done here.
That's so common. I read somewhere that our energy naturally drops in the early afternoon. That's why some cultures, like in Spain or Greece, have siesta time, like a short rest after lunch.
Honestly, I think we all need siestas, a quick nap or just 20 minutes away from the screen. But most jobs don't allow it.
True, but there are small things that help. I take a 10-minute walk after lunch if I can. Even walking around the office helps wake me up.
That's smart. I sometimes step out onto my balcony and get fresh air, or I make tea, like green tea or peppermint. It doesn't have as much caffeine as coffee, but it wakes me up a bit.
Also, music helps. I have a playlist called Get Stuff Done. It's like my brain-boosting music.
Love that. Okay, let's talk about breaks. Do you take breaks during the day?
Yes, but I'm not always good at it. I forget to move sometimes. That's why I set a timer on my phone every 90 minutes. When it rings, I stand up, stretch, drink water, or just walk to the window.
That's smart. I use the Pomodoro technique sometimes, 25 minutes of work, 5-minute break. But I usually do it in longer blocks, like 50 minutes of focus, 10 minutes of break.
The important thing is just to pause. You can't stay productive if you never stop.
Totally. And breaks actually help you learn better, especially if you're studying English. Taking time to rest lets your brain absorb the new words and grammar.
All right, so now let's move into the afternoon to early evening part of the routine. What happens after your workday starts to slow down?
So I usually finish working around 5:30 or 6 p.m., depending on the day, and honestly, I need a break after that. I close my laptop, take a breath, and just chill for a few minutes. No phone, no noise, just quiet.
That sounds really healthy. I usually leave the office around 5:30 too. I take the train back home and I listen to something calm. Sometimes music, sometimes a guided meditation.
Wait, do you actually meditate?
Sometimes. I'm not perfect, but I try to do 5 minutes here and there. It helps me reset.
I've tried, but my brain is like a monkey. It jumps around everywhere.
That's normal. That's actually why you do it, to train your focus. But anyway, once I get home, I change into comfortable clothes immediately.
Yes, that's the best part of the day, changing into sweatpants. Laughs.
Facts. Then I usually start cooking. I actually enjoy cooking. It's creative and it helps me relax. What about you?
I'm kind of 50-50. Some nights I cook something simple, like stir-fry, pasta, or soup. Other nights, I order takeout. I try not to do that too often, though.
We all do it sometimes. No shame. Life is busy. Do you eat dinner alone or with someone?
Mostly alone. But I'll usually FaceTime a friend or put on a podcast or video while I eat. It keeps me company.
I like that. I usually eat with my partner or with a friend if someone's over. We talk, laugh, sometimes watch something after.
That's so nice. Dinner with good company always feels better.
So after dinner, what's the next part of your routine?
Okay, after I clean the kitchen and do dishes, I usually give myself 1 or 2 hours to just do whatever I want. Sometimes that's watching Netflix, sometimes it's reading, sometimes it's just lying on the couch doing absolutely nothing.
I feel that. I usually light a candle, put on cozy lights, and get into slow down mode. That might include watching a show, journaling, or talking to someone on the phone. But I try to stay off social media.
Why's that?
Because if I scroll before bed, I don't sleep well. It keeps my brain too active. And sometimes it makes me anxious.
Same here. I'm trying to leave my phone outside the bedroom now. It's hard, but when I do it, I sleep better.
That's a great tip. Also, I do one last thing before bed that helps me. I prepare my clothes and my bag for the next day. It takes 5 minutes, but it saves me stress in the morning.
That's so smart. I should start doing that.
And then it's time to get ready for bed.
Same here. I brush my teeth, wash my face, sometimes drink chamomile tea and read a few pages of a book. I try to be in bed by 11 p.m., but let's be honest, it's usually 11:30.
Me too. Sleep is important, but it's also the easiest thing to sacrifice, which is a problem.
For sure. Sleep affects everything: your energy, your focus, your mood, and even your language learning.
Exactly. If your brain is tired, it's harder to remember new words or practice speaking.
So true. Okay, I think we've covered most of the day. All right, I think we've covered a lot today. Waking up, breakfast, work, breaks, dinner, even what we do before bed.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how something so normal like a daily routine can actually be really interesting and useful, especially if you're learning English.
Exactly. So here's your small challenge for today. Try to say your routine out loud in English. Even just a few sentences, like, I wake up at 7, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast. Start simple. The more you speak, the more confident you'll get.
And if you feel brave, write your routine in the comments below. We'd love to hear what your day looks like, and it's a great way to practice.
Also, don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us grow and lets YouTube know this content is helpful for English learners.
And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're here every week with real, slow, clear English conversations, just like this one.
And if you hit the bell icon, you'll get a notification every time a new video goes up, so you won't miss a thing.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can also follow the show and leave a quick rating. It really helps us out.
Thank you for learning with us today. Whether you're cooking, walking, commuting, or just relaxing, we're so happy you spent time with us.
And remember, the more you use English, the easier it gets.
Take care, keep growing, and we'll see you next time on
Quick and easy English. Bye, everyone.
Quick and Easy English Podcast.